basket with 4 seconds left. They defeat Bryant 66-64. Red with the white tops, white pants, red numerals, and black trim. They win the tip. And they will move right to left on your radio dial and the Ivy Digital Network. The Red work it right side of the floor. Ball is batted out of bounds by the Riverhawks, so the Red will inbound. The visitors in a off blue uniform with the red numerals and the blue sneakers for the majority of them. Cherry off the handoff to Miller up top as Cornell will work in the half-court offense. As Cancer pounds the dribble, toss it left side of Cherry, back to Jalal. Entry pass into the right block. Miller, he's going to post up, the turnaround in the lane, the two-point jumper. So Cornell, 33 seconds in on the Miller post-up, has a 2-0 lead. Red put the full-court pressure in as they bounce the ball in, and Hatter steals the ball in the backcourt, but he stepped on the end line out of bounds. So it is obvious what Cornell's going to do, what they have done all season long, put that amoeba-like defense, full-court pressure. And Thomas will inbound the ball. Barely 40 seconds in. Thomas looking to get it in, looking, bounce it into the right to Cornelius. Back to Thomas, and he will chug down into the front court. Has a very muscular build for a freshman. Will hand it off to Holly. He's one of 2 senior co-captains. Bounce it left to the elbow to Weldon. Weldon looking for a dribble handoff. He gets it off to Holly. Deep left of the arc as we're a minute in. Red double team. Hatter and Honora, who came out to hedge. Double teaming is Holly. Sends it left. Bounce pass inside, and Honora from the backside blocks the shot of Thomas. In transition, Cantor sped down the floor, threw it right. The ball sails out of bounds. So for David Honora, that will be block number 12 on the season. He had 4 in a single game alone against Loyola. 2-0 Cornell. We're a minute 13 in. As the Riverhawks coach, Pat Duquette, with the jacket off, jumped off the bench. They'll put the ball into the backcourt, and this will be Marco Banegas-Flores. That's an all-name team for sure. He drives from the right with a high-arching right side layup. So Banegas-Flores ties the game, our first of the contest, at 2-2. Red come down again. They're right to left on your radio and TV viewing screen. Is Honora into the post. Cancer right side. Skip it left to Miller. Lob it into the left block. Using his arm to ward off is one David Honora, and that's going to be the foul. Took a post dribble and then, in effect, pushed off. So that's a player control foul. First against Cornell. Comes a minute 43 in. They'll inbound UMass Lowell. Tie game at 2-2. And here comes Banegas-Flores crouching on the dribble. Played by Cancer. Center of the floor. Bounce it to the right of the elbow is Thomas. To the right, Banegas-Flores driving underneath. Will dump it off inside. Missing the left-handed shot was Weldon. Ball is kicked around inside. Cancer out of the traffic. Here comes Cornell. Jalal between the legs, lefty dribble, kicks it deep left of the arc. Devin Cherry, toss it back to Miller, over to Cancer, back to Sean, left of the arc. Cherry, lob it down low, post pass intended for Honora, contested by 2 Riverhawks and knocked out of bounds. So 19 on the Big Red shot clock, 17:46 in the opening half. It's a 2-2 game, Cornell and UMass Lowell. Cherry will lob it into Miller, turns on the post up with the hook. Sean Miller is 2 for 2, and Cornell, with their second lead of the game at 4-2, is Cancer shading the dribbler. Banegas-Flores coming down the far left side of the floor, he gets bumped into. Jalal will pick up his first individual foul. Team foul number 2, not a shooting foul. UMass Lowell to inbound from midcourt. Banegas-Flores will work the dribble. Comes off a 19-point effort against NJIT. They'll double team him right of the arc, skip it deep, left baseline, squaring up, spotting, shooting a 3-point shot was Cornelius, went off the rim. Riverhawks offensive rebound. They will reset with 2:45 gone by. Tie game 2-2. UMass Lowell working in their offensive front court. Weldon a dribble. Off to Banegas-Flores. To the right baseline it goes to Thomas. He's going to post up into the middle with a left-handed jump shot for 2 points. Jahad Thomas with his first 2. Our second tie of the game. 4-4 Cornell and the Riverhawks. Miller head of the circle 3. He planted but didn't even touch net as that straightaway three bounces harmlessly out of bounds. So Cornell again will put the backcourt pressure on as Banegas-Flores again motioning for his club to move, will take it into the front court. Hatter playing with the familiar goggles for Cornell, playing him. Now they double team Banegas-Flores right of the arc. He'll bounce it to the right elbow to Weldon. To Thomas, little angle jump from the left of the foul circle, no good. Cancer trying to come up with the defensive rebound along with Weldon. Alternate arrow possession will keep it in the Riverhawks front court, as we have subs for both clubs. Particularly for Cornell, this kid is putting in his best stretch of basketball in a Cornell uniform. Senior David Lamore from Whitmore Lake, Michigan. He comes into the game for the Big Red. Get the subs in a second for the Riverhawks. Double team is Banegas-Flores. Right of the arc it goes to a new player who came into the game. Now that continues to be Chad Holly. He'll angle to the right wing, go off the right side of the rim on the shot. Rebound swept inside by Cherry. Red want a break. They push it left to Miller, deep left to the arc. Hatter, back to Sean. Right of the arc it goes to Cherry. Cherry squares up with the ball. One dribble to Lamore up top. Back to Devin. Bounce it to the right baseline. Cancer skips it left to Miller. Extra pass. The lefty Hatter strokes a three. No, off the front of the rim. Ball is punched out. Picked up by the new player, Lance Crawford, who came into the game. This is a freshman passing it off to Tyler Livingston, a sophomore. He missed a long right side three. Red again with the rebound. And again, it's Devin Cherry. So the two subs, Livingston and Crawford for UMass Lowell, as Hatter works it to Cancer. Off to Devin Cherry. He'll pound the ball back out to the top of the circle. Right side Jalal takes the right baseline, draws the double team, kicks it left to Miller, fakes the three, swoops inside, puts up a clutch on the glass. No, it's going to be a player control offensive foul. Taking the charge was the sophomore Tyler Livingston. And that's the call, offensive foul. Two ties and a lead change. Right now it's a 4-4 game. The Red and the Riverhawks deep left baseline. Three-point shot for Tyler Livingston. That'll change that score. 7-4 the Riverhawks. They are now 3 out of 9. That's 33% shooting. Cornell 2 for 4, 50%, but 3 early turnovers for Cornell. Substitution, Ned Talmadge, the senior, into the game from North Royalton, Ohio. He catches it deep right of the arc. Off to Robert Hatter. Lefty dribble. Penetrates. Comes up from the left of the bank. No good, but there is Talmadge in the right place at the right time to lay it up and in with the offensive rebound. 7-6. Riverhawks leading the Big Red. They have yet to commit a turnover. Is Crawford, freshman from Davie, Florida, one of 9 newcomers on this roster into the front court. Weldon off to the dribbler. That's Chad Holly. Livingston, deep right baseline. In out on the three-point attempt was the new player, Matt Harris, still another freshman who came into the game. Cherry into the front court for Cornell, off to Lamore. Dribble handoff, right of the arc to sophomore Darrell Smith. Chesapeake, Virginia, his first actions. Cherry to Hatter, right of the arc, Smith. Red working well against the zone, the 2-3 zone. They pack it in, they kick it left. Cherry will shoot a left side three, go off the left side of the rim, and the top rebounder entering the game, Kerry Weldon, gets the glass. And here comes Chad Holly. 7-6, UMass Lowell leads. They have possession as he comes off a screen. Holly gets it to the right to Harris, back to Holly, off to Crawford. Crawford will take the left baseline, clutch, go off the side of the backboard. Ball is volleyballed around. They punch it up in the air. UMass Lowell recaptures it. Deep right side, three-point shot is missed again by Matt Harris. Another rebound for the Red. Here comes Darrell Smith. 6:45 in. Cornell trailing 7-6. They have the ball as Cherry kicks it deep right baseline. Darrell Smith. Cherry with the assist and the three ball for Darrell Smith. He comes in a 55% shooter from three. He can stroke the three ball, and the lead back to Cornell at 9-7. Working the dribble into the paint where the Riverhawks. Harris hawk left side. Weldon will drive, bump into Lamore, go up for the left side layup. Kerry Weldon driving the left side. Tied at 9, our third deadlock of the contest, Cornell and UMass Lowell. Red in their offensive front court as Hatter directs traffic. Push it off to Cherry. Cherry, Hatter, Smith, Lamore, and Tomich. Big Red with 3 seniors on the floor for Bill Courtney's. Smith will lob it, faking the right baseline as Tomich. He goes up off the glass right side. In the half court, he is terrific against teams that he matches up well against. That's what Bill Courtney said in the pregame show. And he's using his size against the much smaller front court. 11-9 the Big Red. 5 straight points. Handoff on the dribble to Harris. Push it right. This is Crawford with the fake, the drive from the right. The layup right side went over the rim. Player underneath falls down inside. That's one Lance Crawford. Get us to our second immediate timeout. And they're going to call a loose home.